ChatGPT is Google's first competitor in a long time. Here are 7 reasons for why ChatGPT beats Google. Have you noticed that Google doesn't really give as good answers compared to 5 years ago? For example, let me show you. Edge AI is a paradigm for crafting AI workflows that span centralized data centers. It's very hard to understand. I don't know exactly what they mean. Now let's try putting this into ChatGPT. See, this is much more helpful. This immediately in the first sentence gave me the answer, whereas Google gave a very difficult and not clear answer for what it was. And it also took me quite a while to use Google to figure out what Edge AI was. So that's just one example of how ChatGPT may be better at finding answers for you faster. In my personal opinion, Google used to be better 5 or even 10 years ago, but I don't know why exactly that is. Maybe it's the lack of competition. I mean, Google hasn't had any competition for quite a long time. I mean, Bing, but not really. So these language models, which is what ChatGPT is, it's called a language model because it understands language. They answer complex questions very precisely and very good, whereas Google just sometimes struggle with basic questions, such as what is Edge AI. And so while search engines can only understand and find content based on keywords, language models can understand the language and find answers using language. So the potential for these language models, such as ChatGPT, is much bigger. So that's the first reason for why ChatGPT beats Google. For number 2, we've got that you might say, why not use Google Bard, which is Google's version of ChatGPT. It's supposed to be a competitor. At this point, pretty much every big tech company is making their own language model, ChatGPT competitor, but watch what happens when I try to use Google Bard. Bard isn't currently supported in your country. So Google Bard is not as good as ChatGPT because ChatGPT works everywhere, but I can't even try Google Bard without using a VPN. And Google Bard has many other limitations. For example, it's only available in English, whereas ChatGPT speaks every language. It can't help with coding yet, which ChatGPT has been able to do from the start. And Google Bard doesn't really hold context that well. For number 3, we've got the fact that ChatGPT can complete even advanced tasks for you. It can write code for you, but there's no way Google could do that. Look, let me show you. Write a Python program. So it's now writing an actual Python program, and I know Python, so I'll be able to see if this is right or not. Yeah, this will actually work. So it wrote a proper Python program. Whereas if you ask Google to write a Python program, it will probably just bring up a tutorial for doing so. And this is what makes language models so powerful, is that they can understand language. They complete tasks that computers just couldn't do before. And I've used ChatGPT to write very advanced AI machine learning code, and it did it almost flawlessly. In fact, sometimes, a lot of the times, better than I could do myself. And it also works for debugging code, whereas Google will just push you onto some forum where you have to search for an answer for a long time. ChatGPT does all that for you. If you're enjoying this video so far, please click like, it really helps me out. But don't go anywhere yet, because I've got multiple more reasons for you. For number 4, we got the fact that ChatGPT can teach you things. For example, let me show you. Teach me Python. Python, if you don't know, is a programming language. I probably should have said that before. This is going to be quite a long answer, I think. So it's teaching me to create a variable and assign a value to it. So that's good, that's correct. These are the operators, very good. And it just goes on and on teaching me Python, whereas if I ask Google to do the same thing, let's try that out. It just brings up a bunch of links, which I guess is what a search engine is supposed to do. But this is one of those things that previously you would ask Google to do, whereas nowadays you would just ask ChatGPT to do it. So if I were Google, I would be very scared of this. Now, it doesn't only do Python, it can teach you other stuff. For example, teach me business economics. I don't know anything about business economics, so it would be interesting to know. Now, unlike Python, I won't be able to tell if this is right or wrong, but maybe you will. Yeah, demand and supply, I do know about that concept. Yeah, and it just goes on and on, teaching me about these subjects. Very effective. This is so much easier and faster and more accessible than using Google to learn different things. And also, it's completely free in its current state, so it's such a powerful tool. It's just so versatile. What a time to be alive. I wonder if it can... Hang on. Teach me to wash clothes by hand in the wild. It's just something I came up with. Let's see if it can do this. While we wait for this, obviously Google can teach you these things as well, but it will give you a link and there will be ads on the page and it might not get straight to the point, whereas this goes straight to the point. So back to washing our clothes in the wild. Suitable location, gather supplies, pre-treat stains. Yeah, it gets very specific, but it can do it, and this is probably the correct way. The fifth reason for why ChatGPT is better than Google is creativity. ChatGPT can come up with unbelievable things. It can even create song lyrics and games. Sure, Google may give you links to ideas written by a human, but it will never be as specific and personalized as ChatGPT will be. So, for example, write a song about nature and go. I can't sing, I'm not even going to try this, but I mean, you can if you'd like. Nature, oh nature, so wild and free. I mean, it's doing the task. It's writing a song about nature. Create a story with branching narrative about a YouTuber. I don't know if you had this when you were a kid, but you would read the book and it would tell you at the bottom of the page you could make your own decision, such as if you want to go left, go to page 46, or go right, is page 58. So you can make your own kind of adventure. Let's see here. Once upon a time, there was a YouTuber named Jess, and she does these things, and then Jess can decide to either go alone or to bring a friend. So it's actually creating a story about this. And it's still keeping up with the fact that they're trying to create content, so it knows that it's a YouTuber. How about write a story about Taylor Swift in the medieval era? Let's go. These are all ideas I came up with when I was brainstorming this a little bit earlier. Once upon a time in a far-off land there lived a talented bard named Taylor. So, I guess Taylor found herself in a small village that was being terrorized by a group of bandits. I feel as if I'm getting a little bit off track here. Okay, how about create a text adventure game about that in Python? We're really getting off the rails now. It's actually doing it. Okay, so it's actually remembering, like, this is a print statement. This is what it will write this, basically. That's what it does. It will tell you, welcome to Taylor Swift in the medieval area. You play as Taylor, a talented bard. So oh no, I accidentally removed it. Okay, I don't even know what happened there, but it could do it. I clearly messed something up, and it actually remembered the story from before. I made one of these games for a university project once, and it took me ages, whereas I'm watching ChatGPT just write it almost instantly. It's almost a little insulting. We live in such strange times. Like, ChatGPT does a lot of things better than... In fact, I would say ChatGPT can do most things better than I can do, and probably better than you can do as well. But I'm not sure if it beats the experts just yet, but... Man, in a couple of years, what will this be able to do? For number 6, why ChatGPT is better than Google, we've got text summarization. Now, Google cannot summarize text, but ChatGPT can. For example, let me show you. Let's get this piece of text from the ChatGPT Wikipedia page. And we will ask it to summarize this. So that's how long the original text is. Let's see how short it will make the summarization, the summary. Yeah, that's a lot shorter, so very useful. In fact, it even summarized the course literature I use in my university course. If I forget something, I can just ask for it, and I don't even need to bring the book anymore. It is ridiculous. Obviously, I will read the book, but it's useful for quickly looking concepts up. Now, this will save so much time. You don't have to look for those sketchy book summaries online, or even pay one of those services that do this for you. The 7th and final reason why ChatGPT is better than Google is that it's different from Google. It's not the same thing. It's creative, it can hold conversation, it remembers context even, and it's personalized for your needs. It's also interactive, like it can keep the dialogue going with you. For example, I found this pretty cool thing the other day. So if you tell ChatGPT that I am sad, and it would be like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling sad, it's just something I can do. So this is pretty normal, but the impressive thing is that it says to the left here, sad user, compassionate model, compassionate response. So it's actually like a bit more compassionate. It's adorable almost. These are all cases where ChatGPT might be better than Google, but I would still probably use Google for a lot of these cases anyways. Google is a safer bet, it is more accurate, it has had more testing, it's been used for so long, whereas ChatGPT is very novel and we don't really know exactly how it works yet. Google also reaches the web, which ChatGPT doesn't do just yet, but it appears it might be able to do very soon. Please click the like button if you liked the video, that would mean so much to me. Click subscribe for more videos about AI and how they can help you have fun, increase productivity, or just other impressive things AI might be able to do. So do click the subscribe button for that. Watch this video next and I will see you there. Take care now.